Okay, Chris, can you tell me your name and what office you're running for?
I'm Chris Garcia, and I'm running for Justice of the Peace in Tarrant County, Precinct 6.
Okay, and why are you running for that office?
Well, I've always been active in the party and have always been active in the community and love my community and love Tarrant County. And I was asked by a couple elected officials to consider running for this position, probably about 4 months ago. And then after doing some checking about what was going on in the court and what could be coming to pass and some which has come to pass, I decided, someone needs to run in that office and do right by our county and do right by our precinct.
Okay. And can you briefly describe your qualifications?
Well, I am born and raised in Tarrant County. I've been 30 years ago, this will be 31 years ago now, I started my own business, small business man, business owner, and operator successfully for the last 31 years. And I have been active in the community. I sit on the City of Fort Worth Ethics Commission. I was appointed in the Ethics Commission in 2011 by Mayor Betsy Price. Still sit on that commission today. It's a 5-member commission. We do have 2 attorneys on that commission, and then the others are people active in the community. Another thing, State Judge Everett Young appointed me to be on a grand jury commission, which the grand jury commission actually sits a grand jury. Mm-hmm. And I was very active in that, and I believe I had, I believe 6 people that I recommended did sit on that commission, and did a real good job for Tarrant County. I also have been active in the Republican Party in Tarrant County for a number of years. First, actually, in high school. I started in 1978. I worked on Bill Clemens' election, and he was, of course, elected in '78, and he was the first Republican governor we had since Reconstruction. Very excited about that. And then worked in Anna Mallory's campaign years and years ago, and then many, many other campaigns, and have always seen myself as someone behind the scenes, and have always enjoyed that role in promoting and helping good candidates be elected and good elected officials stay in office. And I was vice president of the Southwest Republican Club for 6 years, and under Judge Ruben Gonzalez. Judge Gonzalez was our president. And then for the last 3 years, I've been on the board of the Tarrant County Republican Assembly. And I was president this last year, and I had to resign due to running for office. At the Assembly, we do not allow a sitting elected official or someone running for office to be on the board of the Assembly.
Makes sense. Now, let me ask you, what do you believe the proper role of government is?
As far as, you mean like in the court, the judges, the JP court, or overall?
Just overall.
Okay. Well, to defend our borders and to protect us as far as the military, that's a big form of government. And I'm very big on the 10th Amendment, where the states have their own rights. And unfortunately, the federal government is whittling away at that quite a bit. And that's something we cannot allow to happen. So government shouldn't be in our everyday lives, federal government especially, as which they are trying to whittle away more and more and more. It's very frightening when this last election, the presidential election, that we can have a socialist like Bernie Sanders run and get as much momentum as he did. That is very, very frightening to me. And that course of action just seems to be popular. And the big scary part about that is the youngsters, the younger voters that were supporting him. It's appalling and very frightening.
Okay, now, let me ask you another question. When and for what reason should state or local government be allowed to seize private property under eminent domain?
Yeah, that's I have a real problem with that. And it seems like the eminent domain is getting pushed further for private entities, which is very sad. And I guess when they can, oh gosh, what would be a good example when they can? I don't see how they can. I mean, I'm very against when they come in and like for a stadium, like the Arlington Cowboy Stadium or whatever they call it today. I've never seen a football game there. I've been to a function there, but for what the prices they charge and the type of people, though, the players there, it's not something that I would regularly go to. But when government steps in and helps on that account for eminent domain, there's a big problem.
Okay. Is Texas in need of civil asset forfeiture reform?
I think so. I don't know that much about that subject, but the little bit I do know, they can go in and take property or forfeit your property, take it over, even if you're not criminally charged, and even if you're just charged without a trial, from what I understand, and I'm not, like I said, that well versed on it. But then also, even if you're not charged, I understand that they can do it as well, which that's very frightening. So I understand Connie Burton's working on that, and that should, I'm sure, and like I said there again, I don't know 100% about it, but Connie, I feel, will be working in our best interest in that.
Okay. What is your position on marriage rights?
And that's kind of a broad question. I don't really understand the question.
It's kind of open-ended for the candidates to say, you know, I mean, if you want to speak about what you feel as far as the government being involved in marriage, whether you agree with same-sex marriage, and also as a JP candidate, you're potentially doing weddings. So any of those, that's why they kind of left it open on however you want to talk about what you believe as far as marriage, where you want to talk about biblical or contractual, the government, or, you know, same-sex marriage.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel very strongly as a Christian that it's biblical. Marriage is biblical between a man and wife. And, but of course, I respect the rule of law, especially being, if elected, being an officer of the court, follow the rule of law. I myself will not be conducting weddings at all. One, it takes away county time if you're conducting weddings during county hours. And so I am not going to be conducting weddings on county time or off county time either. That's just something I'm not going to be doing. And there's, I hope it wouldn't fill a void or have a void there for you know, weekends and stuff of someone in need of a wedding, but it's just something I'm not going to be doing.
What are the top 3 issues for your campaign?
Well, there's been some problems in the court, and so that I feel is a big issue. There's a problem with openness of the court. From reading the county audit and such, there's a problem with the auditors having access to the court. Big problem. If you're a county entity, your books and your safe and your office should be completely open. Like there's not even a lock on that door for the auditors to come in when they need to, when they want to, or when they're requested to. So that's problem number 1. And then the other problem is that the openness in the judge not allowing the auditor coming in, and also that that the county commissioners have ordered the sitting judge to pay back personally money that was stolen by his court manager. So that's something that needs to transpire, and I'm not sure where all that stands, but that is open record. So I would definitely, having a business background, I've been a businessman all my life, all my working life, and then also the last 31 years having my own business. I've got a good business background. So I would go in and first, if elected, have the county auditors come in and perform an audit, give us the baseline where we're at, and then hold all employees accountable. That's something that hasn't been done. The current judge hasn't been holding the current staff accountable, and that's where he's gotten in trouble. And so I would go in and have that done, and then I'd also have an open door policy with employees and constituents, and also be open in the public. And I've always been out and about in the public and in the community, and still involved in many different things. Some that I mentioned, some that I still have, and I've always been active in different veterans groups and stuff, and then also active in Code Blue, Citizens on Patrol, something I've done for the last 8 or 9 years. So I think the Justice of the Peace needs to be a member of the community, out in the community, and available to the constituents of all of Tarrant County.
And what do you believe makes you more qualified than your opponents?
Well, that I've got a strong business background, got a strong community background, and my involvement in the community, my involvement in the Republican Party and Conservative Party and conservative activities and such. And I just know that I will do a good job if elected, given the opportunity to be in office. And will work very, very hard, and I'm very dependable, and I'm very committed.
And you touched a little bit on your political experience, but do you have any experience as an election volunteer, staffer, candidate, or office holder? And be sure to include names of any candidates or office holders for whom you've worked for or volunteered.
Okay, I've volunteered on Patricia Bennett's campaign, worked quite a bit on hers. I've worked on Anna Mowry's, that's been quite a while back, and then volunteered Governor Abbott's campaigns when he was first elected, and then been active in different things with him, and then also was active when George Bush was running for governor, George W. And many of the local, I helped, several of them. Ruben Gonzalez when he was running. There's many of them. I just,
Sure.
I should have had them written down, but I'm very well known in the party.
Okay, and lastly, if there's any words you'd like to give to any people that are watching this, or any of the board members, if you want to do a quick speech.
Oh, well, I'm very proud about my endorsements that I've received. Ron Wright, our tax assessor collector, which of course is running for Joe Barton's seat now, he's endorsed me. Craig Goldman, my state representative, has endorsed me. And the Republicans on the, well, it's nonpartisan, but Fort Worth City Council, Brian Byrd has endorsed me. It's my councilman. Jungus Jordan has endorsed me. Dennis Shingleton's endorsed me. David Woodruff, our county constable in Arlington area, Precinct 2, has endorsed me. And about 36 precinct chairs have endorsed me. Many, many community leaders. Former Chief Justice John Casey has endorsed me. He's now with Kelly Hardin Hallman. And many, many community, like I said, community leaders. And if elected, I will work very, very hard. And like I said, I'm very dependable and I'm committed. And fortunately, my parents did teach me and instill right from wrong to me. And I always felt like I know I am, and have always been a strong Christian. So There's things I'd like to say. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for coming in.
Okay, thanks.